Welcome to On This Day in History. Today, we mark July 4, 1863, a date that saw the Confederate fortress city of Vicksburg, Mississippi, finally fall to Union forces after a grueling 47-day siege. This was not just a victory, it was a strategic triumph that, when combined with the Union victory at Gettysburg just days before, irrevocably turned the tide of the American Civil War, sealing the Confederacy's fate and elevating an overlooked general named Ulysses S. Grant to national prominence. By 1863, Vicksburg was the linchpin of the Confederacy's western defenses. Perched high on bluffs overlooking a hairpin turn in the Mississippi River, it was known as the Gibraltar of the Confederacy. Its batteries controlled river traffic, making it impossible for the Union to fully control the vital waterway, which stretched from the agricultural heartland of the Midwest all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. Capturing Vicksburg would effectively cut the Confederacy in two, severing crucial supply lines and communication with its western states. For months, Union General Ulysses S. Grant had struggled to capture Vicksburg. Previous attempts, including direct assaults and elaborate canal-building projects to bypass the city's defenses, had failed. The terrain was treacherous, a maze of swamps, bayous, and dense forests, all guarded by formidable Confederate defenses. Grant needed a new, audacious plan, one that defied conventional military wisdom and leveraged his unconventional genius. Grant's audacious strategy unfolded in the spring of 1863. He moved his army south of Vicksburg on the west bank of the Mississippi, then famously ran his naval flotilla, under Admiral David Dixon Porter, past the Vicksburg batteries under the cover of darkness, a daring and dangerous maneuver. His troops then crossed to the east bank and launched a lightning campaign inland, abandoning their supply lines, living off the land, and winning 5 battles in 17 days, completely disorienting the Confederate forces under Lieutenant General John C. Pemberton. After a failed attempt to take the city by direct assault on May 19 and 22, which resulted in heavy Union casualties, Grant settled into a full siege. For 47 days, Union artillery relentlessly pounded Vicksburg, day and night. Union engineers dug elaborate trenches and tunnels, pushing ever closer to the Confederate lines. Inside the city, Confederate soldiers and civilians endured constant bombardment, starvation, and disease. They sought refuge in caves dug into the bluffs, as supplies dwindled to desperate levels. As the siege wore on, the plight of Vicksburg's defenders became increasingly dire. Food became scarce, with soldiers and civilians resorting to eating mules, dogs, and even rats. Disease spread rapidly through the weakened population. Despite a final, desperate attempt by Confederate General Joseph E. Johnston to relieve the city, it proved futile. Recognizing the futility of further resistance, Confederate General Pemberton requested terms of surrender. On this symbolic day, July 4, 1863, Vicksburg formally surrendered to General Grant. The timing was no coincidence. Grant, aware of the psychological impact, chose Independence Day for the surrender, hoping to demoralize the Confederacy. The victory was immense. Over 30,000 Confederate prisoners were taken, and the Union gained undisputed control of the Mississippi River. President Lincoln famously declared, "The Father of Waters again goes unvexed to the sea." The fall of Vicksburg, coupled with the Union victory at Gettysburg that same week, proved to be the decisive turning point of the American Civil War. It cemented Ulysses S. Grant's reputation as a relentless and brilliant commander, leading directly to his appointment as General-in-Chief. The Confederacy was now irrevocably split, its western territories isolated, and its ability to sustain the war effort severely hampered. Vicksburg's surrender on July 4, 1863, was a monumental step on the path to Union victory and the reunification of the United States.